I want to come to you first, Sambit Patra, because the question is really being asked of the government right now to sort of do something to postpone this exam. Jitendra Singh, the minister, had actually given an assurance to the students saying that they will take into consideration the feelings of the aspirants for the civil services, and yet we're looking at the date for the 24th still pretty much fixed.
No, I believe as of now, whatever we are listening to and whatever has happened is in a fluid state, in the sense that the government has not come up with what exactly is the decision of the government, and the government has asked for some amount of time. We are looking into the matter, but we have to know the whole issue in its complete background, in the sense that the thing came up. The CSAT examination was introduced in 2011, and now it's 2014. There was a committee, Mr. Arvind Verma's committee, which was instilled in the March of 2014. We formed the government in May 2014. So I believe as soon as we formed the government, this major issue, a very important and a sensitive issue, was in front of us, and we have to face it.
Okay.
So the issue is, right now we have understood the sensitivity of the matter. We are looking into it. The report has only been submitted today. I think until and as we go through the report, the government would not be able to take the decision, and as soon as we finish going through the report, we would decide on it.
Okay. All right. Let's go across to Madhukar Jaitley. Mr. Jaitley, Akhilesh Yadav has written to the government. He's talked about an unfair advantage to English medium students, talking about how many of the aspirants from Uttar Pradesh. In fact, I have a figure in front of me that says in 2010, for example, the figure of personnel from the Ministry of Personnel says out of 4,443 IAS officers, the maximum 671, a large chunk was from Uttar Pradesh. Akhilesh Yadav saying that people like those officers now are at a disadvantage.
You see, Maya, this is a process of elimination by selection. The people of the candidates who are going to appear in this CSAT exam, majority of them come from the 10 states that are Hindi speaking states. Not only UP, but there are around 10 Hindi speaking states in the country. The process of this CSAT exam, which is based on the IIM pattern or the other patterns, which provide coaching to all the students in English in the country, they do not provide coaching to any of the students who are appearing for the CSAT exams in Hindi. For the last 3 years, these exams have been conducted, and this is the 4th year, and the government has completely failed to resolve this crisis at all. The Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, as you said, has written with regard to the condition and then the reference to UP. There are 10 states in India which are primarily Hindi speaking states. Okay. And other than that, the other states also are having Hindi as an additional language. And the fair opportunity to those students is not being given, and they are not being given the equal opportunity.
Okay, so we've understood the main objection that your government, your party has, the Akhilesh Yadav government has. Pawan Verma, I want to get you in on this. You have retired from the Indian Foreign Service as well, where not just English... Resigned, right, okay. From the Indian Foreign Service as well, where not just English but several other foreign languages have been part of your duties as a diplomat as well. Now, the issue really is, you know, they're talking about 10th standard English, they're talking about a bias towards science and engineering students. This is an aptitude test. We don't see this kind of opposition to the IIM, the IIT exams, for example, that we are seeing now. And, you know, really, is it so difficult for an aspirant for the civil services exam? Is it such an such a major expectation to have of them to have some basic standards of communication in English and as well aptitude in science and engineering? From your personal experience.
Let me say 2 or 3 things quickly.
Yeah.
I'm speaking from my personal experience. First of all, the privileging of English over other Indian languages, that era must end. Let me speak from my personal example. I qualified for the Indian Foreign Service, and we were naturally somewhere at the very top at that time in the civil services list. In a small batch of the Foreign Service of about 20 plus people, half of them were from St. Stephen's, because we were all could write in English. We then moved to a democratic phase where candidates could give the papers in any of the recognized languages of the Indian Constitution. Now you have a particular paper. You have a particular paper which students who are not from that particular social background or as well versed in English as students who go naturally from day one from a certain background to English medium schools are saying, please create a level playing field. You are doing an aptitude test.
Right.
A language should not become a barrier. And if you must know functional English,
right,
you have a 2-year training period where on the functional foundations that you have, you can provide administrative training in English.
Okay.
Fourthly, and last point before you ask the other panelists, I think the government's failure is it's dealt with it somewhat badly. The sense of urgency is being mixed. I was in the Raj Sabha.
Yeah.
The concerned minister first said that they would need a week. When the week was about to be over, they said they would need another week.
Okay.
Now somebody says the report came today, another minister said it came yesterday. And I want to ask a question, in what language has that report been submitted?
All right, we'll let
see, the point is that you cannot privilege now English, and there should have been a sense of urgency because the exams are on
the
people's
21st.
head.
Yeah.
There are hundreds, and the last is the brutality with which they have been held.
Okay. All right, Pavan Verma. We'll just get Sambit Patra
beaten,
in quickly on this. You want to make a point, then take it across to Manish Tiwari.
No, I believe I have got the
quickly,
Samajwadi Party also and the JDU speaking on this. To the Samajwadi Party, I would say, so they were in coalition with the Congress governments for all these years. And as I pointed out, the CSAT came in 2011. There are 3 long years to write a letter. Why did the Chief Minister write a letter today? I believe he is okay. He has all his rights to write a letter, and we are responding to it. But the irony was, for 3 long years, I did not see the importance of writing this letter, and today he realized it.
All right.
As far as Mr. Pavan Verma is saying,
no
that the government
use blaming one or the other.
Pavan,
Right.
I'm not blaming. Pavan,
crisis.
give a second. I'm answering you, Pavan. I'm saying that you are saying that this government is not showing urgency in the matter. Now tell me, in the 60 long days, we have 3 or 4 other departments to deal with. The UPSC, when we have approached the UPSC, look, we told the UPSC that probably we would like to shift the date of the examination also, since the letter was dispatched from the DOPT to the UPSC, shows the urgency in which the Congress, the present government is reporting to the whole matter. But the UPSC came with the answer that since the logistics have been met, since the admit cards have been sent out,
they cannot postpone the exam.
Cannot postpone.
All right.
This is the
No,
urgency.
but then they should give
I am not saying.
Maya.
I am not saying that the examination will not be postponed.
They are not coming with an answer.
I am not saying that the examination will not be postponed. As of now, the government is urgently acting on the matter.
Okay.
And
All
we will
right.
see
The
to it as to
government
where
has
we-
completely failed, Maya.
Where
The
were you
government
all
has
these,
completely failed
Mr.
to tackle this problem.
Madhukar Jaitley, where were you for the 3 years? 2011, the
all
matter
right.
came up. You
Okay.
never
Not
looked
just
at
The
it.
one
problem
second,
was not
Sambit
the
Patra
students did
and
not go
Madhukar
for an
Jaitley.
education for the last 3 years.
All right, Mr. Jaitley and Mr. Patra, just a moment. Let's get Manish Tiwari in on this actually, because you're talking about a 3-year window. 2011 was when the UPA was firmly in power at that time. Manish Tiwari, today the Congress party, Rahul Gandhi is saying the Congress is with the students, no injustice to students from poorer backgrounds will be allowed, and yet these recommendations have been in while you all were in government. So why speak in this other voice today?
Well, Maya, for the simple reason that the problem has manifested itself as of now. These students are out protesting against the injustice as this dispensation came into office. And therefore, the problem really is not so much with the curriculum or with the structure of the exam as it is with the handling of the issue by this government. You see, they've allowed it to hang for 2 months. You know, they've let the students up a garden path. They kept promising them that we'll resolve it. And rather than resolving it, they've been, they've been resorting to repression. They've been resorting to atrocity. And therefore, what has come out of this whole UPSC fiasco is the complete inept handling of the whole issue by the government.
Okay. All right.
Can I
Inept
answer?
handling. One moment, Sambit Patra. Pinaki Mishra and Majid Memon, I want to get both of you in on this discussion as well. Pinaki Mishra, first to you. We're seeing again this sort of ball of blame being tossed back and forth between the past government and the current government. From your perspective, sitting on the outside right now, What do you think is the way out of this? As Pawan Verma pointed out, the 24th is upon us. Manish Tiwari says that the reason the Congress is also commenting on this right now is because the students have begun to protest right now. But in effect, these guidelines and these rules and these changes were made 3 years ago.
You know, that's why Manish, I think, is being disingenuous as always in trying to make out as though the whole thing has flared up right now. This government has actually, like in many other cases, inherited this toxic legacy because from 2012 and 13, we've seen a great deal of disquiet once these students realized that they were at a huge disadvantage. And principally, you know, what the government really now should have done, I think, a little quicker, was this one part of their grievance, which is that this, you know, they are willing to take the exam in Hindi, and happy to take it in Hindi, but the problem is, you know, what about the translation? The translation is so mechanical and it's so skewed. That I think should have been corrected, because that's something that could have been easily corrected, because that's one part of their grievance that can be easily looked into, and I think the Prime Minister is looking into it. I think perhaps a short postponement, and that this part should be addressed straight away, so that they are not put at a terrible disadvantage. Already they are at a handicap. Don't put them at a worse handicap. That's my point.
All right, Majid Memon, I want you to come in on this as well, because, you know, there is also another argument that says if you're looking at a bureaucracy of a nation that's looking for this kind of stature in the world as India is, what really is the issue with our bureaucrats being fluent in English? It's the language the world communicates in today.
See, Maya, I hope you will give me 2 minutes. I have been patiently hearing others for the last 15 to 20 minutes. Please give me 2 minutes so that I express myself. Now, number one, you see, under 8th schedule of the Constitution, there are 22 recognized languages which are nationally recognized official languages. Now, as rightly said by my colleague in the Rajya Sabha, that there has to be principle of equality, fairness, etc. to all the students from Kashmir to Kanyakumari who aspire to take up, you know, a future bureaucrat job. Now, naturally, if I come from, say, Malayalam medium or Marathi medium or Kannada medium, I am not that well placed in comparison to a student who has come from English medium, so I suffer that kind of disadvantage. This is not a matter to be disputed. Now, as far as today's situation is concerned, in Rajya Sabha, when we found that all this future bureaucracy of this country and all young boys and girls, the students who are aspiring to take these examinations as a challenge for their career, and now we also pointed out on the floor of a house in Rajya Sabha that the present Prime Minister was appealing to the students and the younger generation. You are the future of the country. So you must be concerned with regard to their issues.